Okay, so when you think about films that last, that really stick around for decades, what makes them timeless?
Hmm.
Is it just big action scenes or, thrills?
Sometimes maybe, but
Mm.
I think often it's something deeper.
Right. Like digging into big ideas,
Yeah.
justice, maybe, morality,
And
the
some
things.
other things.
Yeah.
The stuff that makes us human.
Well, that brings us right to today's deep dive. We're looking at a true classic, the 1962 film To Kill a Mockingbird.
Ah, masterpiece.
It absolutely is. And we want to explore why it's not just a courtroom drama, though it is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a mirror, holding it up to society, asking us to think about who we are and maybe who we should be aiming to be.
That's a great way to put it.
And for this discussion, we're drawing on some analysis that really breaks down why this film still has such incredible power.
It's amazing, isn't it, how a story rooted so firmly in a specific time and place still feels so, well, universal.
Yeah.
Almost like no time has passed.
It really does. So let's set the scene first. To really get it, you have to picture Macomb, Alabama.
Right. Deep in the Great Depression. So poverty is everywhere, but there's also this thick layer of prejudice, deeply ingrained social rules.
You feel it immediately. That slow, heavy heat, the weight of tradition, the unspoken lines you don't cross.
And we see it all through the eyes of Scout Finch,
right.
a young girl, right?
Yeah.
And she's just starting to figure out the world, seeing the harsh truths of being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
She's got her brother Jem with her, and then there's their neighbor, Boo Radley, this mysterious figure they're both scared of and fascinated by.
And right at the center of it all, their father, Atticus Finch.
Played by Gregory Peck. Such quiet strength.
Incredible performance. He's just a small-town lawyer.
Yeah.
Not looking for trouble.
Well,
But then Tom Robinson, a black man, is falsely accused of this awful crime.
right.
And Atticus, he's the only person willing to actually stand up against this wave of racism and hate and fear that just grips the town.
And you watch that today in 2025, and it feels urgent. Still. Like that fight for basic fairness is never really done.
It's unsettlingly relevant. Okay, so let's dig into those deeper currents then. The themes that make this film resonate so much.
Yeah, this is where the heart of it is, really.
Definitely. And you have to start with justice. The trial of Tom Robinson, it's like the spine of the whole movie.
It absolutely is.
But justice here, it's more than just a verdict, isn't it?
Oh, much more. It's about fairness. It's about truth. It's about that basic idea that the law should protect the innocent, period, regardless of who they are.
And Atticus embodies that, standing there so calmly, just taking apart the lies, choosing what's true, even when it makes the whole town furious. He really is the film's moral compass.
He absolutely is. And what's so powerful is how this ties into morality. Scout and Jem, they don't learn right from wrong from, like, a lecture.
No.
They learn it by watching him, watching their dad defend this innocent man when everyone, absolutely everyone, turns against him. It's morality lived out loud.
It's powerful stuff. You see the cost, too.
You do. The film doesn't sugarcoat that. Standing up for what's right against that kind of prejudice has real consequences.
And underpinning all of that, maybe the core message, is empathy.
Yes.
Atticus gives that incredible line, probably one of the most famous in movie history. Climb into another person's skin and walk around in it.
Mm-hmm. Simple, but profound.
It really is the soul of the movie, right? It's asking us, pleading with us to try and feel what others feel, whether it's Boo Radley, this shut-in neighbor everyone whispers about.
Right, who's just misunderstood.
Or Tom Robinson, condemned just because of his race. It demands that empathy.
Exactly. And, these themes, justice, morality, empathy, they aren't separate boxes. They're woven together.
Totally interconnected.
Atticus acts justly because he's moral, and he's moral because he has empathy. It all flows together. It's also interesting, some modern takes on the film, while praising its message, also bring up the idea of the white savior narrative.
Ah, right. That's a conversation that happens now.
Yeah, questioning who this story ultimately centers on. And that kind of ongoing critical discussion is actually part of what keeps the film relevant, keeps us thinking about it in new ways.
That makes sense. Good stories should spark that kind of debate. And of course, none of this would land with such impact without the performances.
Oh, definitely not.
Gregory Peck as Atticus, just iconic, won the Oscar for Best Actor.
Deservedly.
And you see why. He doesn't shout. He doesn't need to. That quiet conviction, that integrity, it just fills the screen.
It really does.
And then there's Mary Badham as Scout. She was only 10.
Incredible, right?
Just 10 years old, but she captures that childhood innocence perfectly. but also that sharp curiosity and then the slow, painful realization of how unfair the world can be. You see her growing up.
You really do. She carries so much of the film's emotional weight.
And Brock Peters, we have to mention Brock Peters as Tom Robinson.
Absolutely.
Such a heartbreaking performance. That dignity he maintains, even in the face of, well, sheer hopelessness, it's devastating. Still gets me every time.
Me too. And think about these performances, all of them. If they don't feel like acting,
No, they feel real.
they feel lived in, authentic, like you're watching real people caught in these huge life-altering struggles, dealing with their own biases, finding their courage.
Yeah.
That's why it still works, I think, why it connects so deeply even now, 60 years later.
Which brings us to that big question, the one our source analysis really digs into. Why? To Kill a Mockingbird. Why is it still essential viewing in 2025?
Well, I think the simplest answer is the problems haven't gone away.
Sadly, no.
Prejudice, injustice, inequality, they're still very much with us.
Yeah.
So the film keeps challenging us, makes us look at ourselves or our own communities and ask, okay, what do we stand for? When faced with something similar, what will we do?
That self-reflection is crucial.
It really is, as vital now as ever.
And there's also that whole aspect of childhood, right? That transition.
Oh yeah, that loss of innocence.
Scout and Jem are right at that point, moving from seeing the world as simple and fair to understanding its complexities and its darkness.
Mhm.
We see that journey through them.
We do. Experiencing the wonder, but also the heartbreak right along with them. Reminds you of that tough but necessary step into adulthood.
Yeah.
And connecting that maybe to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
the film also really highlights the idea of quiet heroes.
I like that term.
Yeah, it's not about winning fights with fists or, big dramatic showdowns necessarily. It's about the people who change things through courage, through patience, through empathy.
Like Atticus.
Exactly, like Atticus. They show that real strength often lies in integrity and quiet conviction, not just loudness or force.
It's a powerful reminder. Now, when the film came out in '62, it was a huge hit.
Oh, immediately.
Won 3 Oscars, right, including Best Actor for Peck.
That's right.
And the American Film Institute, they rank Atticus Finch as the #1 movie hero of all time, which is pretty amazing.
It is. But, the real legacy, I think, goes beyond the awards and the lists, as impressive as they are.
Where do you see its true legacy then?
It's in the fact that it's still here.
Yeah.
It's still shown in schools. People still watch it at home. We're still talking about it, reflecting on it.
True.
It keeps teaching generation after generation that standing up for what's right, for justice, morality, empathy, it's rarely easy. It's often unpopular.
Yeah.
But it's always necessary. It's become this sort of foundational piece for understanding civil rights, individual conscience, all of that.
So, To Kill a Mockingbird isn't really just history then. It's not just about the past.
No, not at all.
It's a profound reminder for right now, for the present, and maybe even a guide for the future.
Well said.
That lesson from Atticus Finch it endures. Courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about deciding to do the right thing anyway, even when the whole world is shouting at you not to.
Mm-hmm. A lesson we constantly need to relearn, I think.
Definitely. So as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe something for you listening to think about. What does justice really mean to you in your own world, your own life?
Or maybe, what's the one lesson from this film, from Atticus or Scout or even Boo Radley, that stays with you the most as you navigate things today?